Blizzard fans! This is Falcon Paladin coming to you with yet another daily Blizzard upload. This is a game between Bro and Synergest on Orbital Shipyard. This game was submitted to me at falconpaladin@gmail.com. You too can submit replays to falconpaladin@gmail.com and I will cast them. I like giving back to my subscribers. Thank you so much for watching, and best of luck in all of your games. I will cast them whether they are Legacy of the Void or Heart of the Swarm. Alright, in the bottom left of Orbital Shipyard, we have the red Protoss player who chose random. It is Bro. And in the top right of Orbital Shipyard, we have the blue Zerg player. It is Synergest. And we actually have a bit of shenanigery going on here with this probe. This is early, running around getting the scout off. I mean, it's pretty much a 15 hatch. There's nothing crazy to see here, probe, but maybe just to force a little bit of APM out of Synergest. Bro trying to kind of keep him off of his game. Where's this probe going to go next? He's going to get hit in the face by a drone. He sees the spawning pool come down. That's very nice. Comes on over. Oh, and he's going to try to throw down a pylon, but no pylons back at the base. This is a bit of a fake out, I have to imagine. The Zerg player pulls a bunch of drones to deal with this. There's a bit of overkill. There's a lot of lost mining time, but the cancel goes down, and you know what? The hatchery popped anyway, so the drones actually have somewhere to go. There you go. They actually have somewhere to go. So that maybe wasn't a bit as much of a lost mining time as I thought. These guys were just transferring is what it was. So some mind games being attempted to play there by our friend Bro, and actually getting a zealot out of this gateway. We're not seeing an adept opening. One of my subscribers said, I really miss the zealot in ZVT, or ZVP especially. It seemed like they don't get much use anymore, but hey, that zealot right there, he is holding the line. His back, look at how brave he is. His back is to the outside. He's like, I don't care how many Zerglings come in and try to punch me in the back. I will take care of them without even looking. That's how strong he is. Either way, Cybercore comes up and not making adepts. Where is that gas going to go is the question, because he does have 3 workers on each of the gas here, and these assimilators going at the same time. Just kidding, just one. One, not 2, but I have to assume that one will be coming up eventually. This is very gas heavy. And this Overlord actually is a drop lord, as we're going to call him on my channel from now on. Very slow, but able to drop lings, so that is pretty good news. So the gas, I have to assume, probably going to be disruptors at this point. In PvZ, they are very strong. And pretty much this gas has just been sitting in the bank for Bro. 200 gas now, soon to be 300. This assimilator coming up at the same time. Very gas heavy, whatever Pro is deciding to do. Synergist coming in, though, with the slowest drop ever, with 4 Zerglings. We'll have to see what damage they are able to do when they get on in here. Going to try to snipe down this pylon. No, get the workers. There we go. Getting the workers. The workers getting pulled off the line. Trying to deal with these, but that's not enough probes to deal with this many lings. A couple lings die. 1 ling dies, but man, that was a lot of probes that went down. Are we going to get another one is the question. Coming on in, the lings trying to snipe down one more probe. They do get it. They do get the probe, and the total number of workers lost is now 6, counting the one that died back here at the natural for Synergist. So again, early harassment play potential is so much greater now for Zerg players thanks to that Overlord drop upgrade. It is 25 gas and amount of minerals. It is 25 and 25 minerals. So again, it's pretty small investment to be able to get past this wall. I mean, it used to be as a Zerg player, you could not get through this wall until you had roaches or hydras or something like that. Especially with the zealot standing where they're supposed to stand. Hey Bob, I know you're hanging out talking to the sentry at the water cooler, but man, get back to your post. Lings could come by. Hey, they heard me. Boop. And he brings his friend, Bob number 2. Alright, so like I said, this is impenetrable to any number of lings, essentially, especially with these force fields from the sentry. But now, Zerg players have the ability to drop on in, drop past that wall, and get lings on in, roaches on in very early in the game. So it looks like we're going Ravagers for Synergist. I like Ravagers quite a bit, especially in the early game, because they have the ability Corrosive Bile that can actually snipe down force fields. I don't think I've seen that yet in a replay that I've cast. They pretty much been used with the Corrosive Bile ability just as normal damage. They do 60 damage to all units in the area, which includes air units, which can be pretty nice. But yeah, like I was saying, the most important thing, I think, in the ZVP matchup is the fact that they can take down force fields, which again makes Protoss players a little bit nervous. They like sitting behind their walls. They like being able to macro up, but with that early pressure from Ravagers being able to take those force fields down and just do regular damage as well, as the Overseer comes in and gets sniped out immediately by these stalkers. They're ready for more drops, that is for sure. But either way, being able to take down those force fields and get that pressure on the front door might change the matchup up just a little bit. Or maybe a lot of it. We'll have to see. More Ravagers being pushed or being morphed on in here. They kind of look like lotus flowers when they're morphing, don't they? Oof. Pops on up. Again with the little roach snouty things with the horns on the front. We're going to follow this guy, actually. Yeah, heading on up. They kind of walk like roaches. They have 6 legs. Roaches have 6 legs too, though. And the giant open brain thing that they shoot the corrosive bile out. Very glowy. Very easy to see. Probably make them easy targets for Protoss and Terran forces. Anyway, we're going to zoom back on out, and yeah, the counterattack coming here from Bro. I'm not actually sure if it was intended to be a counterattack, but coming up the right side, being caught by these roaches and these Ravagers. I think this entire army might get taken down. They're trying to run away. They decide to stand and fight. Instead, all the Stalkers die. All the Zealots die. Synergest in a great position. 3 Stalkers, 2 Zealots have died already in this game, but no, there was a Disruptor drop over here. Oh, I missed it. How many drones died? 5 drones died, so not a huge kill there, but man, that psychological effect of worrying about Disruptor drops in your mineral line is huge. Push on up. Roaches, Ravagers doing what they can. Force a cancel on the 3rd base. Corrosive Bile, oh, being used to kill the Mothership Core. Very nicely played there. Again, can we get this Force Field? Yes, getting the Force Field. Well played. Oh no, Disruptor comes on in. Purification Nova. What? Purification Nova kills so many units. I couldn't quite see how many that was. Again, Corrosive Bile taking down every single Stalker except for 1. I think splash damage might have killed an Overseer there as well. Roaches, Ravagers at the front door. Disruption Nova, or Disruptor being used. Oh no, picked up again, killing more and more workers. How many drones have died? 10 have died now, but the Roaches and the Ravagers are here, taking down the Artosis pylon, depowering 3 gateways and a cyber core. Workers being forced to pull off the line, and again, Disruptor comes on in, gets 5 kills, tries to get sniped down by these guys, but there aren't quite enough Ravagers or Roaches left to deal with it. Warping in a Zealot, he immediately dies. A bunch of workers dying left and right, trying to take down this robo facility. Synergest knows that's where the danger is. That's where the Disruptors are coming from. So many workers are dying, but man, the Disruptor comes in again. 7 kills on that one. No reinforcements coming in. This is it. This is what's left for Synergest. He has to make do with these roaches. Trying to snipe down another worker. No. And here we come. Disruptor cleans that up. And that's the end of the attack for Synergest. So pretty good. He got inside the main, but man, he just could not deal with that Purification Nova at all. Warp Prison coming up. I think he got scouted by these roaches. Coming on up with that Graviton Drive, Gravitic Drive, whatever it is. This thing is fast. Look how zippy it is. Comes on in, tries to drop at the 3rd base, and it does. Comes and tries. The roaches run away, but all the workers die. And no, they can't get the Disruptor. It's still alive, but just barely. A force of roaches coming up again. Oh no, gets caught by the Disruptor. Bam, they all die. 12 kills. Now, on that Disruptor, we are seeing Disruptors being used for offense and for defense. I'd have to argue they might be a little bit more effective on defense at this point. To be honest, they have gotten so many kills. Coming on in again is the Warp Prism. Disruptor comes on in, activates the Purification Nova. Bam! Snipes up 22 total kills now. 22 drones have died. 20 probes have died. And Zealot comes in to try to finish off the rest of these probes. But again, the Ravagers pop on in. Corrosive Bile being used on the Warp Prism, and it dies. So, alright, I like the use of the Corrosive Bile on those air units. Seems pretty darn effective. Zealot does get a single kill before it ends up dead. And both players kind of licking their wounds, down to 36 and 33 Harvesters, respectively. 3 bases to 2 bases, so fairly even stuff right now economically for the Protoss versus the Xur, getting plus armor and plus attack upgrades. Ooh, and a Dark Shrine for Bro. So he feels maybe a little behind, so it's time to Dark Shrine. Either way, he's going to have some Dark Templar in his army composition, which should be good. I don't see any Overseers at all coming across the map for Synergest. There's an Overlord, but it dies immediately. And checking to make sure a 4th base or whatever isn't coming up as well. Synergest is ready for that. Here comes the push. The Ravagers come on in, throwing down Corrosive Bile, but no, that is... Disruptor gets in. The split is pretty good. Ravagers come over to the right side, but another Disruptor comes in and catches all of these roaches. So many roaches have died. 22 kills on that Disruptor. The rest of the roaches get cleaned up by the Zealots and the Dark Templar, and I think that's it for that attack. Yeah, Disruptor, good unit, turns out. A bit of a ninja expansion being tried to be taken here by Synergest. Another base as well for Synergest in the top left. He's trying to expand his way to victory here. I think he's trying to get up economically again, but it's just roaches. I don't know that roaches are the answer. Pretty much everything on the ground dies to Disruptor that Zerg has, except for Lurkers and Ultras, I think. Maybe Lurkers would be a better composition based on what we see here, but these Dark Templar mixed in are so dangerous. Again, there are no Overseers for this army. On move command of the roaches, but no. Sniping down what they can. They cannot see the Dark Templar, but they're killing Zealots as best as they're possibly able to. Moving away, trying to snipe down this Disruptor. A second Disruptor comes in, though. Pretty darn good split from Synergest, and does manage to keep a bunch of his roaches alive, but a third one comes in, whiffs again, and is it going to die? Yes, takes down a single Disruptor. But I think this Dark Templar army mixed in with the Zealots is going to be enough to kill these roaches coming on in, trying to kite as best they can, getting onto the creeper. They have the speed advantage, but again, the Spine Crawler's here to help out, but all the roaches get cleaned up immediately. Stalkers are here as well. More reinforcements coming in, bringing in an Archon. Disruptor wants to kill stuff, moves on in, bypasses everything, and kills a ton of workers. 31 kills on that Disruptor. That is a hero Disruptor for sure, and Synergest calls the GG. Bro is victorious. Wow. I mean, we've had examples of Disruptors turning the tide in games before, but I think the total number of units killed by Disruptors in this game was upwards of like 60. I mean, it was crazy. 76 roaches died, 14 Ravagers, 34 workers. I'd have to say the majority of all of these died thanks to the Disruptor. I just think, I don't know, this is opinion, but I think the fact that Disruptors are faster than ground units in general, that they're invulnerable when they're setting off the Purification Nova, and that they do so much damage in such a large radius, I'd imagine we're going to see a nerf here eventually. Before we go retail, I mean, they are just super good. I know they're 300 gas, they are expensive, but man, do they pay for themselves. Regardless, thank you so much for watching. This has been Falcon Paladin with yet another daily Blizzard upload. You can find me on Twitch, Twitter, and Facebook, /Falcon Paladin. I do try to post funny stuff, interesting stuff to my Facebook and Twitter feeds, not just post to the videos that I've been posting just because you've seen those already if you're subscribed to me on YouTube. But yeah, find me on those social networks as well. Thank you so much for spreading the word about Falcon Paladin. You can share my videos on YouTube, retweet my tweets, like my stuff on Facebook, etc. It really helps to grow the fan base, get more people to talk to in the comments. I really like some of the conversations I've been seeing out there in the last few days to week or so. So keep that up. And as always, until next time, you take care of yourself.